Hey everybody, Las Vegas Collectibles, LVC Diversified is my Instagram. I actually didn't post a picture of the UFC card Adesanya. I didn't on my Instagram. I'm gonna have to go back and I have a photo with my phone, so I'm gonna have to put that up there. But anyways, wanted to let you know about something that happened today that's gonna lead to day 8 box opening, which I'm about to get into. So the little thing about, I call it a value chain reaction, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if there's a term for this, but I started off with this box. Hold on. See, I'm actually remembering to turn on the video capture here. All right, we're getting a little bit more efficient with things. So I started off with this box. I was at a card show, and somebody came up and they wanted this box, but they didn't have the $200 cash, but they had another box that was worth about $175 at the time, and they wanted me to trade it. I was into this box at $165, so to trade was almost equal, and I was actually getting something technically worth a little bit more, so I got this box. So I traded them, even though technically in the moment I was losing $25 worth of value, right? The individual really wanted it. He was very happy. And I'd never had a UFC product. So this was my day 6 box break. In that was this card. Hold on. I'm going to show you on the eBay. So it was this card, but the disco, it was pretty high grade too. And that star and the auto, I'm pretty sure that auto will be a grade 10. So here you go. This card. It's the disco silver parallel, and it's got the auto. So same looking card. Now this is October, sold for $404. Most recently, it sold for $227.50 without the disco, right, effect. And then the tie dyes always sell for more, so it was $810. But and then November 5th, raw, same as mine, sold for $400, right? So into the box for $165. And so this was the beginning of the value chain, right? So, and it's important that you keep track for accounting. I mean, we're coming up to tax season, so I'm sure a lot of people can appreciate this. It's important to keep track of where your initial investment went, and then it goes into your machine. Your initial investment goes into your machine, and then your business operations take hold of it, and then something comes out on the other side, right? And you have to account for everything that happens. If you want to keep good books, right? Good paper trails. Anyways, he was a recent champion. He has a big fight in February. So I'm in Las Vegas. The fight is going to be a big deal in February. The next Las Vegas card show, the next big one, is in February. So I decided I can either wait and hope that he wins that fight, and I can turn my card into maybe a $300 to $400, like a $400 card, right, into maybe a $500 to $600 card. Or if he loses, it could turn that $400 card into like a $200 card. And so in this moment right now, there's not a lot of buzz around him. People are interested. They're still buying. You can see they're still buying his cards. However, there's no guarantee that he's going to win that fight. So it can go all the way down to 200 as far as I'm concerned. It could go down even lower if he really loses really bad. He's going up against Whitaker. But if he wins, it could go really high, right? So you're kind of in this middle of the road thing. But I'm not a huge fan of his, right? Like I don't have an emotional attachment to this card whatsoever. So I'm into the product at 165, right? So I'm into the product at 165. I have an opportunity to get my money back. So I go to a local Las Vegas card shop this morning, and I did my research on the card. I understand the value of the card. And it's not hard to do research on an auto. There's not a lot of them in the world. And I figured out when his next fight was, so that way I can actually talk to the individual with some kind of knowledge. And so I'm talking to the shop owner, and I knew going in that where I wanted to be was $200 cash, so I could get my $165 initial investment out plus have $35, or I would like to have $300 store credit. In my mind, that was my floor. That was my bottom on both ideas, cash or credit. And so I gave him the card. I let him know I just pulled it. I let him know I was like, he's got a big fight coming up in February. I was thinking about holding the card until February. Maybe I can, maybe I'll get more value if he wins that fight, obviously. But if he loses, I might lose some money. And I was just being honest with the guy. I was like, look, so I can move it now if you're interested, if you would like the card. And I asked him where he would be at. And I threw in that blue Brunson I pulled yesterday too. So 2 cards out of this box. I was hoping to get $200 cash or $100 or $300 trade value. And so he looked at me, shook my hand on a $300 trade value. So he looked at me and he said, you know what? He looked through all the prices. He went down. I saw him on his phone. He was going through eBay. He saw the graded one at a grade 10 without the auto grade was almost $600. It was let's just call it $550 to keep it easy. He saw that the same raw card sold for $400, and he saw that this card sold at $227, which is not the Disco Parallel version. And so he looked at the numbers, he looked at me, he realized I wasn't like all weird, and he just said, you know what, I could do $300 trade value today. And I said, you know what, that'd be perfect. That's exactly where I was at on my way to the store. That's mentally where I wanted to be. I didn't even ask for cash. I just said, sure, that'd be great. Because I knew that my capital investment of 165 has just grown, right? It's just appreciated. So I haven't lost. I could have, I'm just continuing down the value chain reaction. And not only that, I knew he would be able to get something out of it too, right? So that was a win-win. And so I was into this box at 165, and it got me $300 in trade value. So what does that actually look like? So $300 in trade value. I got a $50 box of Pro Mold, right? So this is 25 Pro Molds. Usually you get these for around $2.50 to $3 each. He cut the price down to $2 each. I'm okay with that. I got the brand new release for this month, the Topps Heritage for WWF, right? Yeah. Not WWE. Was it WWE? WWE. God, I miss WWF. Remember back in the day? Anyways, I was a huge fan of, Ultimate Warrior, Sting, Road Warriors, Macho Man Randy Savage, Hulk. And so this has some of those individuals. You can see on the cover right here, there's Booker T. I'm aware that Macho Man is in here. So, I mean, that was my big thing. Also, there's like some rare Rey Mysterios that are supposed to be in here and stuff. So, very excited about this. This was $100. Pro Molds were $50. And then I got this. The Series 1 Game of Thrones, which is valued at $140 retail, right? So, my 165 is now a $290 value, right? So my 165 capital investment has turned into these things. Now, don't forget, he's into these things for what he paid the distributors for. So he now has a card that currently, in its current state, is roughly $395, right? I mean, that's the most recent comp. Let's say he could probably put it up and he could probably sell it right now if he wanted to online at $350 pretty fast. He can wait until February when the Las Vegas Card Show goes. He is a local store. He will be there, obviously. And, that card could be worth a lot more. But what did he give up for that, right? So value chain reaction. Not only do I have a value chain that I'm creating out of that initial capital investment, he's creating a value. Like, it has a reaction to his value chain, because now he paid, if this is $100 retail, he paid roughly $60 for this, right? If this is $140 retail, he paid roughly $70 to $80 for this. So together we're looking at about $140 worth of value. I mean, actual capital investment that he made. The Pro Molds, I know that these cost roughly $1.50 from the distributor if you buy in a very large quantity. So you're looking at roughly, right? Let's just say this is $20 just to keep it easy. No, let's say this is $30. I'm sorry, $30. So you got a 30, you got a 60, so 90, and then you got about an 80, so a 170. So he's got a $400 card for $170, which is interesting because that's my initial capital investment, 165, right? So not only did I create my own value chain, now he's creating his own value chain, right? So I hope that makes some kind of sense to you. I'm just trying to explain what that concept is. However, this box we're going to save for later. Additionally, I want to tell you something else. So I give up 2 cards out of this UFC Select and 2 Pro Molds. I put them in Pro Molds and took them. So this 2021 Select, my capital contribution to that, my capital investment was 165. 2 cards are taken out. Just 2. That means there's 22 cards left over. So I already got the value out. So all those other cards, the 22 extra cards, are just free cards. Right? Because now that capital investment that was originally the Topps Chrome Sapphire has now been completely transferred to new product. Right? So that initial investment is now 3 different boxes of things. One being the Pro Mold, Topps Heritage, Wrestling, Game of Thrones. So all the cards that were in this box are now free. Okay? So think about that. Now, those cards in that box, at the most $5. You know, like they're not big cards. But because I got that one hit, I created this value chain. And so I get to keep my Chuck Liddell Red Disco Parallel. I mean, this is just a free card to me. So it's premium level, numbered out at 199. Awesome little card. And so this is just a free card. So if I was to sell this for $1 or $100, it's just free money, right? So that's kind of how the value chain works. And I hope that explanation helps. Today will be day 7. I'm going to open up this box, and I'll see you later for that. Take care.